G'day guys, Tom here from Different Drop. Pumped to get cracking with 2015 and our first video for the year. Very excited to have with us Brendan Carter from one of our favourite new Adelaide Hills ventures, and that's Unico Zelo. And mate, I guess just straight up, firstly, thanks for coming. But
thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, you're welcome, mate. Unico Zelo, the name.
Yeah.
Tell us the story.
Unico Zelo, I guess was an idea, and it was quite an esoteric concept, but we basically came from quite corporate winemaking backgrounds,
yep.
And we wanted to pursue something that we're genuinely passionate about. And it was quite a unique passion, and hence the idea of having Unico Zelo, which is sort of in the absence of anything else, we only have our passion, so unique passion.
Yeah, right.
Passion, yeah. That was the name of the winery. It's something that rolls off the tongue, I hope.
and the Italian, I guess, reference is more than just in the name, right? There's that runs through all of the wines and what you're doing.
And that's largely happenstance, yeah. Look, we do some funny things, and things like Fiano, Nebbiolo, Neradavola, but we're not really, I guess, restricted so much to that. It just so happens that we believe that some very, very good Australian wine can be made with Italian varieties, but I'm keen on exploring Portuguese and Spanish as well.
Yeah. And I guess that word, like exploration, is what I get with all these wines. Like, they're all unfined, unfiltered.
Yep.
It's all sorts of interesting blends. Like, we've got a blend here, new release of Sauvignon Blanc, Riesling, Muscat Alexandria, and Fiano.
Yeah.
Alternative varieties. Is it, I guess, a philosophy of yours and Laura's to just try different things and explore and experiment?
Yeah, I think, eventually we reached a stage where we felt that the Australian wine industry had reached a point of being stagnant. And that at some point you need to have a degree of avant-gardeness about your winemaking and be able to play around with different varieties and see where that actually takes you.
Yeah.
But yeah, of course, it's at the end of the day, it's winemakers in a playground and they're let loose. And then sometimes they get to travel out to the great cities of Sydney, Adelaide, and have a bit of a play. But no, it is certainly us pursuing, I guess, very specific ideas about Australian wine.
Yeah.
And sort of challenging the idea, and it's still like secret squirrel, it's hush hush, but possibly Shiraz might not be the best thing that Australia could produce.
Yeah, I love it.
That's the idea.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more with that. And I think the thing that's one other great aspect of these wines, guys, is just the price. I mean, the wines are made to be approachable. They're not made to be these $80, $100 admirable sort of things. They're brilliant wines. They're well rated, but they're at a price where you can enjoy them. I think that's important.
Yeah, one of the things that we're both quite well travelled, worked in France and Italy and whatnot, spent quite a fair amount of time overseas, and we noticed there was a big difference between wines that were being made for export and then wines that were being actually drunk in the people's homes. We questioned, well, what's more of a cultural drink, and what's Australia's cultural drink? What are we drinking in our own homes?
Yeah.
And for us, we were students at the time, so we couldn't really afford, to buy, say, other Nebbiolos that were being made in Australia or other varieties, but we really, really dig the wine. So we always told ourselves that if we were ever going to do this, we're going to make these varieties, but we're going to make them approachable in style, but also affordable in price, to be able to actually develop a culture of these wines being consumed at home, and shared amongst friends.
Yeah, and I guess it must be interesting for you, for those that don't know the Unico Zelo story. Brendan makes the wines with now wife Laura, together, and you made mention earlier about making Pinot for each other. And how does that go? Both of you being in there making the wines.
Oh my god!
And she's watching, so
I got to watch really careful. We argue a lot, we fight a lot, we approach things from completely different perspectives, but ultimately it's shown in the wines, it's shown in the styling, the labels. We do our labels ourselves, but without that, look, honestly, if it was just me in a winery, I'm the creative nut. So your Nebbiolo will be kind of half rosé added to it with a little bit of this and a little bit of that. I'm like the grand alchemist, whereas Laura is certainly the calming influence and keeps me in my little box. And so, but you can see that also in the wines, especially the Neradavola and the Pinot Noir. And we did an off-dry, or Laura did an off-dry Riesling as well, and you can see those pristine lines of elegance.
Yeah.
And that really comes from her. I don't have much pristine lines of elegance in me, so that's
selling yourself short.
Yeah.
Right? And if there was one variety, I guess that sort of you're most passionate about in what you're doing, what would that be?
Oh,
it's too hard to say.
It's definitely too hard to say. Look, we can't split ourselves between three things, and that would be Fiano first and foremost, and unfortunately we don't have any of that. Nebbiolo, which was the grape variety that really got us into doing this, because we noted that there wasn't some really good affordable Nebbiolo in Australia, and also of that approachable style. But now Nero d'Avola, and I'm really, really, really psyched about Nero d'Avola in Australia. I think in 10 years' time we'll all be drinking Nero d'Avola from every region. It has a wonderful width and breadth of style, but the fact that you can dry grow it in one of the warmest climates in the world, and not have to add anything in the winery and muck with it, goes, oh sweet, I can showcase my little plot of land in a glass for people to enjoy, in a pristine fashion. So
I couldn't agree more. Like Fiano in the whites and Nero in the reds, I think just so suited to our climate and our drinking culture. But guys, look, these wines are I can't emphasize enough for how excited we are about Unico, Zelo and the wines. There's brand new releases here. Nero's, crazy blends, Pinot, Nebbiolo, Dolcetto, and lots of other exciting things. And also great takes on traditional varieties like Sauvignon Blanc and Merlot with a bit of a point of difference, and all at great prices. So they're not made in large volumes, unfortunately, for us all. But just great wines, mate. Congratulations again. Thanks so much for coming in.
Cheers. Thanks so much, mate.
Keep up the good work. We're just loving them.
Cheers.
Thanks, guys. Cheers.